News, Washington.
Gonzaga University in Washington State has put 2 students on probation for violating a school weapons policy. One of the 2 showed a gun to get an intruder to leave their university-owned apartment. The mystery man was demanding money. The 2 students plan to appeal the punishment. Steve Kaith, NCBS News.
Now, iHeartRadio has your favorite shows and personalities on demand and free. Listen to thousands of shows. CNN's Anderson Cooper 360 Highlights, HuffPost Live, and TED Talks. Download iHeartRadio on your smartphone now to listen. iHeartRadio Talk is presented by Chevrolet. Find new roads.
This report is brought to you by Racetrack. It's back. Free coffee week at Racetrack. Stop by any Racetrack November 10th through the 16th and enjoy a cup of crazy good coffee. Absolutely free. Coffee, cappuccino, and hot chocolate. All free all week. Ready, set, Racetrack.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center, southbound on the Suncoast Parkway still have a crash blocking the exit ramp to State Road 54. There's an accident in Tampa on Dale Mabry at Neptune Street. A wreck in Gibsonton southbound on US 41 at Lewis Avenue. In Pinellas County, there's an accident on Park Street at 22nd Avenue North. And on Seminole Boulevard north of 54th Avenue North, they're clearing a minor accident. We're okay on the interstates. See traffic problems? Call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
Partly cloudy and 83 this afternoon. Tonight, patchy fog down to 63. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and 82 with a 20% chance of rain. Currently 72 in Tampa, 73 in St. Pete. 1250 winds, WHNZ.
The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the following program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, Clear Channel Communications Incorporated.
Welcome to the Caregiver Hour on 1250 Winds WHNZ, offering support for those who care for a loved one. A show that cares about you and supports and encourages you, the caregiver. Here's your host, Kim Linder.
Good morning, everyone, and hello to all my caregivers. Thank you so much for tuning into the Caregiver Hour radio show, the show that's there to empower caregivers to help them create balance. That means have the information, resources, and guidance, but then to circle back and take care of yourself as you take care of your loved one. And each week we're here to remind you, to support you, and to nourish that thought. Like, how do I create the balance, Kim? How do I feel empowered when I feel so disempowered as a caregiver? It's so hard taking care of others constantly 24/7, or maybe it's an intense weekend that you come in and you do caregiving. Well, we're here for you, and we bring you shows every week and the best experts. And I'd say the best because I really pick and choose who comes on this show, so that when you are thinking, who do I go for help, you are coming and you are amongst the best, so that you can feel a comfort and peace of mind saying, you know what, if Kim has these people on the show, or this is one of their sponsors, this is who I'm going to go to first. They're on my A list. And we want you to feel that sense of comfort, because that's part of the advocacy that I want to do for the caregiver. I really want to be there for you. And there's so many of us out in our community that do that. But I bring this radio show live now so that you're able to not just hear us, but also see us and interact with us. If you would like to send a comment, we would love to hear from you. You can do an instant message on our website, and that's thecaregiverhour.com. And there is an area on that page that just shows you where you can do that. Or you could always email us live at thecaregiverhour.com. And my wonderful assistant, Gail, will be able to share that message with us and get that to us so that we can answer your questions or say thank you so much for your comments. In fact, we have over 1,400 hits on YouTube for last week's show, and that's just awesome. So I want to thank Go Agency, who does all our social media, and also all of our fans who really support what we do every day. And I got emails and phone calls from people who said, Kim, what a great job. Thank you for bringing this live web stream. So with all of that, I would like to say thank you so much and introduce you to our guest today. I am so honored to have Dr. Ben Choiniere, who is your common sense doctor, and he is a chiropractor and owner at Accident and Anti-Aging Clinic. And Liz Murphy, who's been on the show before, she's our branch manager at Arcadia Home Care and Staffing in Tampa. So those are our guests, and that's going to be kind of learning who is Dr. Ben and what does he do and how can he help caregivers. But before we do that, we want to honor Veterans Day. And I'm so sorry that we did not have a veteran here today, but we will have one on at another time because we certainly want to honor them in memory of those who serve and honor of those who serve us now. And I just want to say that you do so much for us. I feel safe because you are there for us, and we want to let you know that we are thanking you here from the Caregiver Hour and the Caregiver Resource Network. Before I continue, I want to give you our toll-free number. It's 1-877-897-8255. If you have any questions for our guest today or for me, we'd be happy to answer them for you live. But right now, I want to introduce you to Dr. Ben, your common sense doctor. He's going to be on every month, and we're so happy to have you here today. So welcome, Dr. Ben, to the Caregiver Hour.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Great.
Tell us who you are and why you do the practice that you perform for so many caregivers and also all peoples of all different ages, I would think.
That's correct. I'll give you a little bit of background first. I'm a chiropractor with an attitude, I say.
And what kind of attitude?
Well, when I was born, my mother said I had an attitude, and my wife tended to agree with it. So it continues on.
All right. Well, we'll see that attitude here.
My mother was a nurse. My father was a chiropractor as well. So I'm a second-generation chiropractor. I have 3 uncles that are chiropractors. So I was raised in chiropractic all my life, and my mother, nicks and bruises, took care of that for us. So I was very fortunate for that. And that kind of tended me to go toward more the care that my dad was giving because I was witnessing the results he was having. And it was phenomenal. So I says, let's do that. At the age of 14 years old, my dad was gone for a weekend. And patient came over to look for him. He wasn't there. He says, my back is hurting and an adjustment. And I said, well, sorry, my dad is gone. But he says, well, I've seen you do your dad. I says, go ahead and adjust me. I says, well, that's kind of illegal, isn't it? He says, well, I don't really care.
Wow. He must have been in a lot of pain.
He was in pain. So I did the manipulation. I did a spinal adjustment similar to what my dad was doing. And the guy felt instant relief.
Wow.
Got his $20 out of his wallet, gave it to me, says that's what dad was to charge. This is what your dad did. Here's $20. That day was the momentum for me. Says, well, that was easy. I mean, that job was easy to do. So I decided to continue. So let's do that. That's kind of fun. Taking care of pain right away. You get paid for taking care of people's pain. So I went to college and became a chiropractor. Went to Davenport, Iowa, Palmer College of Chiropractic. Graduated there. When I graduated, I came and established myself in Indiana, to where I practiced for 20 years before coming to Florida. I developed over the years what we call a multidisciplinary practice, which this is where you have your medical doctors, your physical therapists, your osteopathic doctor, nurse practitioners, physician assistants, medical assistant, where we treat the patients together at the same time. And for over 17 years, I was privy to a lot of different cases that normally a chiropractor wouldn't be privy to.
Really?
Because of what the medical doctor was doing and what I was doing as a chiropractor. Initially, it was a little bit tough because, as you know, medical doctors and chiropractors and physical therapists don't necessarily see eye to eye all the time. But once you check the egos out and put the patients in perspective.
You mean leave them at the door?
Leave them at the door.
Right.
Then you can thinking, okay, well, maybe that makes sense what the other guy is doing. And since that day, I decided never to practice again without a physician and without doing physical therapy as well.
That's fabulous.
It's tremendous. It's what it offers to patient. First of all, you have physicians, providers that don't fight, that works together.
Right.
And then we can come to a proper treatment plan for the patient. And maybe it would involve some medications. Maybe it would involve some chiropractic care. Maybe it would involve some physical therapy. We just don't know what the case is going to present. But the ability to have that choice is what made the clinic so successful.
And I understand, and really to me, what comes up for me is the holistic approach.
Yes, it does. And I named the clinic this time. I did involve anti-aging as well, because I did anti-aging for myself. We're all getting older. There's no question. We will die eventually. But between the time you're born and between the time you die, you want to have a certain quality of life. And as we know, as we get older, that quality of life is decreased so much for some people, and from some others, it's kind of remarkable that it's
right.
My Lord, I mean, that patient is 98 years old, and they look like they're 60 and moving around
or running a marathon.
Running a marathon.
Right.
It says, what's the difference between those people and the majority of us that's not doing it? And I'm looking also at the aspect of healthcare today. What is healthcare today?
Mm-hmm.
What is the premises of healthcare? Well, healthcare is not here today the way it's construed. It's not there to make your life better. It's there to prevent you from dying. That's all that is. So when we have conditions, when you have ailments, it's not going to make it you better as a person, you as your health much better, but it's going to prevent you to fight that disease, fight that condition, and get you prevent you from dying. And that's all we have. So if you combine really anti-aging, the care, what we're looking at, that's why I developed those new clinics. And the type of clinics that I want to produce and that I want to have patients to come to, we'll have physicians, medical doctors, which we have my medical director already, chiropractor, and do some physiotherapy as well. And it's important also to talk about exercise, talk about nutrition as well, which how many disease can you prevent just by nutrition alone? So doctors today should be there to coach you as a person and to really to tell you, okay, this is what you need to do. And this is the alternatives that you have. And let's make some good, sensible decision. And I think if we do this, your life is going to be longer, but your lifestyle is going to be a better quality as well.
Those are great, powerful words for my caregivers. I love it. So, Dr. Ben, I'm so thrilled you're here today. We're going to have you come back on, but we're going to be taking a break very shortly, and then Liz Murphy, branch manager at Arcadia Home Care and Staffing in Tampa, will be our next guest. Because what I'm hoping she's going to do, we're going to have this conversation. We're bringing what she does as a home care company and what you do as a chiropractor, anti-aging, living a quality life together, and have a really dynamic conversation. So we want you to stay with us. There is so much happening today. We've got great events to list at the end of the show that you do not want to miss. And I also want to talk about the veterans who are getting a lot of different freebies today in honor of Veterans Day, including Applebee's and Bar Louie's and California Pizza Kitchen. All of these companies are there to honor the veterans. So if you're a veteran and you want to know what's happening and what freebies are happening for you today, just Google Veterans Day, and you will have the list for you. I did that, and I'll be happy to share that with you. If you would like to call us, you certainly can. Just stay with us, and we will be right back. I'm Kim Linder. You're listening to the Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
Caregiving has gotten harder and more complicated, even as families have more and more demands on their time. That's why AARP is here to help caregivers with the tools, information, and support they need to care for their loved ones and themselves. Check out aarp.org/caregiving to connect with other caregivers like yourself and find the resources you need. Visit the AARP Caregiver Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Injured in a car accident or suffering from back and joint pain for a while? Clearly, you need to see a doctor. Call Dr. Ben, a chiropractor with 25 years experience. He listens, he cares, he gets results. His common sense approach? Coaching patients to be self-sufficient and less doctor-dependent. Let's face it, there are many things you can do to improve your health. Call Dr. Ben at 727-488-8044. Mention the Caregiver Hour radio show for a free examination. 727-488-8044. Dr. Ben, your coach to better health. 727-488-8044.
Sometimes I know what I want to say, but just can't find the words.
Last week I shouted at my grandson, and I'm not sure why.
I saw my daughter, but couldn't remember her name.
The sooner you recognize the warning signs of Alzheimer's disease, the sooner you can do something about it. To learn more, go to alz.org/10signs. That's alz.org/10signs. A message from the Alzheimer's Association.
Caregiving can be an overwhelming and stressful experience. Aston Gardens, Tampa Bay's premier senior living community, is excited to be able to support those who care for others. Please join them the third Thursdays of the month at 5:30 p.m. to learn creative problem-solving techniques and caregiving ideas from others who have been in your shoes. Aston Gardens specializes in independent living, assisted living, and memory care. Chosen for the third year in a row by the U.S. Commerce Association for the Best of Tampa Bay Award in residential care. Call 813-855-2811 or visit AstonGardens.com for more info.
Your home is where you feel relaxed, safe, and secure. Arcadia Home Care understands that you want to maintain that freedom and independence, even though you may be recuperating from an injury, illness, or simply require a little support with daily activities of living. You create a plan for your life as you envision it, and you can rest assured Arcadia will provide companionship, personal care, housekeeping, shopping, and errands, or whatever you need. They deliver their services with compassion, dependability, and professionalism. Their caregivers are screened, bonded, and insured, and must meet rigorous hiring standards, so you are confident you're receiving the best care possible for you or your loved one. Visit ArcadiaHomeCare.com or call St. Petersburg at 727-579-9414 or Tampa at 813-651-1300 to schedule your free in-home assessment and learn how Arcadia can enhance your quality of life while helping you stay at home and healthier longer. Arcadia Home Care, providing quality services since 1978.
It's the Caregiver Hour on 1250 Wins WHNZ with encouragement, guidance, and support for caregivers. Here's your host, Kim Linder.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Caregiver Hour radio show. We've been having this great conversation with Dr. Ben, who is our common sense doctor and really a local chiropractor for us to help with anti-aging and really reducing pain in our lives. But now we have Liz Murphy, branch manager at Arcadia Home Care and Staffing in Tampa. So, Liz, welcome back to the Caregiver Hour.
Thank you very much, Kim.
You're welcome.
Great to be here.
Good. We just wanted to, I know that you're not able to be at the studio today, but I know you were listening to our conversation with Dr. Ben before. What are some of your thoughts about how that relates to your business?
Well, Kim, they go hand in hand. Arcadia, as you know, is a home care company. We come in and send certified nursing assistants working as home health aides to assist with pretty much anything you can imagine. We can assist with personal care, bathing, grooming, help you with errands, escorting you to appointments, light housekeeping, cooking and serving meals, just anything that you can imagine that would help your daily life.
Well, and it's not just daily life, it's the quality of life. You're helping people who want to be at home for the most part. I know that you can go to hospitals and to rehab centers and to assisted living, but wherever you go, you're really bringing a quality of life to your clients.
Absolutely, Kim. Absolutely. And we're very custom, whatever your particular needs are, because one person's needs are not the same as another's needs. So we are very flexible with that. We're flexible in the amount of time that you have as well as the type of services that we offer. You can have anywhere from an hour to 24/7.
So, Liz, I'm just trying to make this bridge, and let's see if we can do this. If not, we can kind of go a different direction. But I'm trying to say that we were just listening to Dr. Ben, who was talking about anti-aging, and then also relieving pain. And I would think, are there times when your caregivers are walking into someone's home where they're in pain?
Absolutely, Kim. Absolutely. And, we can, we assist them, help them get up. We help them get dressed. We help them, we can monitor their exercises with them and, help them with their daily activities.
Dr. Ben, do you have some thoughts about that too?
I do. And let me say, if anybody has never visited an assisted living place or nursing facilities, I would strongly recommend you go and visit and spend an hour there and see what the kind of quality of life we're dealing with. The people that do home health care or home care are very essential in order to prevent or delay that transfer to a nursing facility as much as possible and as long as they can. So if they're there to help with exercise, help with nutrition as well, this is very, very valuable. And with what we can teach you, we can coach you, you can do this. You can help those people to be more independent. And this is what we want to do. We want to empower the patients to be able to be more self-reliable and help themselves get better and prevent the transition to nursing facilities for as long as they can, as long as we can help them with.
So, Liz, I'm getting a layer here, and the connection really is for you to meet Dr. Ben. And I think it would be worthwhile, because I think he might have some ideas of maybe how to support your caregivers, your staff, on how to then help the client that they have in their home or assisted living or even a nursing home. Do you see where I'm trying to go with this?
Absolutely, Kim.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And you like the idea?
Excellent.
Okay. So we'll set that up, because Dr. Ben is currently, your location's here in the Pinellas County area in Largo, but I know that you talked about expanding your business into Hillsborough.
Correct. Pretty soon we'll be expanding to the Tampa area. Right now we're focusing on Clearwater.
Sure.
I'm establishing my providers to be together and work together. Now I have an excellent physician that will be working with us, Dr. Ramirez. He's fantastic. This person knows his stuff. He's a family practice and also has a fellowship in sports medicine.
Wow.
So I respect him very highly as a physician and also as a friend. And it doesn't mean we're going to agree all the time, but we want to have some really healthy discussion as far as how to take care of patients. And that's what I like to do. I come in with my chiropractic hat and my experience that I have with other physicians, and he comes in with his medical hat. And this is where we really excel at it. And if we can include the extended healthcare providers,
yes,
that really plays a huge factor.
Right.
Just give you a very simple example. Number one problem with older people living in their house is the risk of falling and having a fracture or a hip fracture or whatnot.
Listen, I know that one very well.
So,
absolutely.
But you can buy it's called a BOSU ball, BOSU ball, and you can do some balance exercise with patient at their house, at their home. That has been researched and proven to help with balance. And if you do it on a daily basis, 10, 15 minutes, it's proven that it will help you. And that is just not something we do we'll do it in our office to train our patients to do it no matter what. But this is something we'd like to see patients doing at home. And sometimes at first, patients are a little hard to do it. But if you have the extended caregiver, help them doing that, it would be fantastic.
Well, maybe what we'll do is we'll shoot a video on that so that we can then demonstrate that when you come back on.
Absolutely.
How does that sound? And Liz, we're going to have you come back on as well and continue this conversation, because we want to help our caregiver audience know how to choose when is the right time to have home care come in, and also how to choose a caregiver, and really what sets Arcadia apart from the other companies, because you are rated as one of #1 Tampa Bay's home care companies in my eyes. And we're looking to do 3. We're going to be highlighting 3 companies this coming year, and you guys meaning you and Tina are really at the top of that list. And so we were going to continue this conversation. I just want to let you know that we really do want to bring you back on, Liz, because I want you to really, this is revolutionary that we're talking about, and this is why I had Dr. Ben on with you, and I was so excited. So why don't you think about it a little more during the break about how to make this bridge as a possibility to help your staff, then help their clients, and really set yourselves apart. It's just a thought.
Excellent.
Okay, good. So, Dr. Ben, thank you so much for your input. And Liz, we're going to have you come right back. And then we're going to bring Dr. Ben on as well. So it's kind of mixing it up today, which I like, and really having the guests have an exchange, which really makes it more powerful for our listeners. And again, this is we're looking at really this show now live web stream. So you can call us if you would like, toll free at 1-877-897-8255. Or you can email us right now at kim@thecaregiverhour.com. Gail is here, my assistant, who can take your questions, and we can answer them right here live. I also want to tell you that we have a wonderful caregiver resource helpline for our caregivers that's available 24/7. And I know that Arcadia is on there, and so is Dr. Ben. And this is if you're looking to have a healthier lifestyle as a caregiver, which will then help you take care of your loved one. That's the connection. We take care of you, we help you get better, help you feel strong, have a quality of life, so then when you are ready to do your caregiving, you're coming from a place of strength, of empowerment, and that's what we would like to do. That's our goal. And so our helpline is also toll-free at 1-877-552-4950, or you could go to thecaregiverhour.com, and there is a tab called the helpline, and you can click to call us anytime. And I'm the caregiver coach on there, so I can listen to your story. If you have any concerns, maybe you need some help right away, and I'll be happy to help you ASAP. So we want you to stay with us. We've got a great show today. Again, it's introducing Dr. Ben, your common sense doctor. He'll be here once a month, and he's going to help our caregivers create that balance in their lives in a holistic manner. And then Liz is here to also tell us how this can actually benefit the clients that they have in their home or in assisted living or in rehab. I'm Kim Linder. You want to stick with us because we're having a great time here on the Caregiver Hour. You're listening to the Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
From the Tampa Bay Orthopedic Specialist Studios, 1250 WINS WHNZ, Tampa Bay. Find it anywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app. Download it now.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state? Do you have unfiled taxes? The IRS has over 20,000 collection agents who legally can and will garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, and seize your property. Don't let the IRS take as much as 75% of your paycheck and wipe out your bank accounts. Call Guidance Tax at 1-855-9999-TAX for free info. You need to legally protect yourself. Garnished wages, bank levies, and property seizures can be prevented and stop immediately. Many of our settlement officers are former IRS agents. They know the system and how to make it work for you. Take the first step to the fresh start you deserve. Act now and call for free info at 1-855-9999-TAX or 1-855-999-9829. 1-855-999-9829. A representative is standing by.
Do you have plans to buy or sell your home in the near future? If so, don't miss the Jamie Maloney Real Estate Show with your host, Jamie Maloney. Thursdays at 5 p.m. right here on 1250 WINS WHNZ. You'll get all the information you need to know about what's happening in the local real estate market and how to take advantage of that knowledge. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, listen to the Jamie Maloney Real Estate Show with host Jamie Maloney. Thursdays at 5 p.m. right here on 1250 WINS WHNZ. Ask the Doctor, hosted by Dr. Michael Lang of the Lang Eye Care and Nutrition Centers, can now be heard twice every week. Be sure to tune in Friday mornings at 11 and Saturday mornings at 9 on 1250 WINS WHNZ. Dr. Lang is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutritional specialist who has been helping radio listeners since 1993, and he's ready to answer your questions too. If you are concerned about your vision or if you're looking for nutrition advice, then ask the Doctor Fridays at 11 and Saturdays at 9 on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
Harassed by debt collectors? Visit forthepeople.com. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
This report is brought to you by Racetrack. It's back. Free coffee week at Racetrack. Stop by any Racetrack November 10th through the 16th and enjoy a cup of crazy good coffee absolutely free. Coffee, cappuccino, and hot chocolate all free all week. Ready, set, Racetrack.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center, an accident partially blocks a lane northbound on I-75 near the 275 Apex. Also still have an accident blocking the exit ramp southbound on Suncoast Parkway at State Road 54. In Pinellas County, a gas leak blocks eastbound East Bay east of Belcher. There's a wreck on 66th Street at 108th Avenue North and a crash at 8th Avenue Southwest at Indian Rocks Road. See traffic problems? Call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
1250 WINS Weather Center forecast. Highs this afternoon getting into the lower 80s. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds staying dry on this Veterans Day. Lows into the mid 60s. We'll see upper 70s near 80 for a high tomorrow. 20% chance of rain. Then looks like we'll have a nice chilly, if not cold day Wednesday. Right now we're looking at lower to mid 60s for the high on Wednesday, then into the upper 70s Thursday into the weekend. Wall Street today, markets are mixed with the Dow up 18, NASDAQ off by 5. The S&P index is up a fraction, down to 15,779. 1250 WINS WHNZ.
The Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ. It's about taking care of yourself while you take care of others. Here's your host, Kim Linder.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Caregiver Hour radio show. I want to go over a list of other freebies for our wonderful veterans. I noticed that, where was I reading? Where was I? They can get pancakes. Okay, Denny's is enjoy pancakes all you want on the house from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. today. I thought that was great. or if you want to go to the Golden Corral, or how about getting a haircut, a free haircut at Great Clips. Again, if you want this list, you can email us right now at kim@thecaregiverhour.com, and I'll share the list with you. But I did Google it, and it came up under Veterans Day. So any way I can help you, I'll be happy to do that. So we've been having this really interesting conversation with Dr. Ben, who's a chiropractor and aging age specialist, and Liz Murphy from Arcadia Home Care and Staffing, where, there's really some way we can kind of put them together. I think we can make a big difference in the lives of the seniors and the elderly who are in pain, or who need to work on balance, or who even want to have just a better quality of life. And then we've got, Liz, who really is working with so many families and their loved ones in their home, in assisted living, in hospitals sometimes, and even in rehab centers. So we're going to have Liz come back right now. So Liz, are you still there with us?
I am.
Okay, great. And we've got your photo up, and it says you're on the phone, and it's got Arcadia's logo and website, and there's your phone number. If anyone would like to call Liz for a free consultation to learn more about their services, you are welcome to do that. So, Liz, why don't you help us really understand how can the family choose their caregiver? So often they're worried. How do they have to just have whoever comes to the front door that day, or are they able to have some choices?
Kim, there are many choices, and I'd like to give your viewers an idea of some questions to ask to thoroughly research and find out exactly what type of company fits your needs best. The first question that I would ask is, how long has the agency been serving the community? And then you can ask, are the caregivers employed by the agency? And this is very important because there's a difference between if a company has actual employees where they're paying taxes, workers' comp, versus a contractor. And then does the company allow you to interview your caregiver? This is your loved one, and someone is coming in to take care of your loved one or yourself. And in the ideal world, you would be offered a choice to interview the caregiver, so the caregiver knows something about you or your loved one, and you know something about the caregiver to have a choice.
Right.
Exactly. Then you want to ask, are caregivers offered ongoing training? Are they supervised by healthcare professionals? And if so, in what manner and how often? Also, are the services available based on your need, not someone else's need, or not a just a set program, but is it custom to your needs? And can you change it? And
okay, so you personalize it and you customize it for the someone's loved one or family member, so that they're getting the services that they need.
Exactly.
In the way they want them delivered. Okay.
Exactly. So you're not paying for services that you don't want. You're paying for services that you want and you need.
That's great.
Yeah. Then another question is the agency staff available directly 24 hours a day? Because sometimes, you need to talk to the staff, or you need services not within regular business hours. Another question.
That's true.
Another question I would ask is, does the agency offer a free in-person consultation to meet with the family and the client, whoever needs the services? And that's very important in developing the plan of care, that person-to-person contact, to find out exactly what services the company may have, services that the client hasn't thought about. But this way, you find out exactly what your client needs.
Let me ask you something. What if someone is sent to the emergency room, the ER, and they are going to be discharged, and a family member is there, and maybe they need to go back out of town in a day or two? Can they call you from the emergency room, Liz, no matter what time it is, and get an answer from someone?
Absolutely, 24/7, Kim.
I think that's really important. Okay, and I think they would call your 813-468-9732 number.
Exactly.
Okay, so I just think for our listeners out there, sometimes the situation is where you are in the emergency room, and you still have to go to work the next day or the day after, or you have to fly back home, or whatever situation it is. I would think that this is the perfect time for you to call Arcadia and Arcadia Home Care and Staffing and just get some answers, some quick answers, and set up that free consultation for you and your loved one. I think that's a great idea. Liz, I want to close our segment for this moment so we can get to Dr. Ben. Is there anything you would like to say as we close this segment with you?
Well, I just encourage people to consider home care. Home care can really make the difference. It works very well with what Dr. Ben is talking about, the nutrition, the exercise. We work together as partnerships, as you know, Kim, and the home care piece does allow people in their homes to empower them to remain stronger, healthier, and happier.
Okay, that's perfect. Well, Liz, thank you so much. We'll have you come back at the end as well. But Dr. Ben, I wanted to bring you in. You heard what Liz had to say. What do you think? How does that relate to your business?
Well, I mean, everything we can do to prevent people from going to assisted living or nursing facility for patients that can no longer take care of themselves. This is what we like to do.
Okay.
We really want to coach people to do that. Coach patient, coach the health caregiver to do exactly that. So what Liz is doing is fantastic.
What about the caregiver? You know, the one that has their shoulders are up to their ear. Mm-hmm. They're so tired. They're worn out. How do you help them?
There are many things that they can do for themselves as well. A lot of times when I have caregivers, going to have a knee problem. So they're going to have a shoulder problem.
Okay. From lifting?
From lifting, from any chores they have to do with the
overextending,
mm-hmm. anything that they can do.
Transferring a loved one from the
mm-hmm.
the bed up into to a wheelchair or a walker.
Simple things we coach patients is to one of them is kinesiotaping. This little tape is phenomenal. I've been using kinesiotaping for over 17 years.
Say that very slowly.
Kinesiotaping.
Wow.
It's a kinesio tape, which is a elastic tape that sticks to your skin.
Mm-hmm.
And once applied the proper way and the proper technique, it will help support your joint a lot easier. And over the years, I was amazed. I had patients, my 78-year-old female coming to me with bad knees and bad back and says, Dr. Ben, I love what you do as a chiropractor, but I don't have time for your adjustment today. But please, can you tape my knees?
Wow. You'll have to bring the tape next time because we're so visual now.
Yes.
So it goes, so for your arm or your shoulder, where does that go? Right here at the top?
Wherever you have joint pain, we will apply it there.
Okay.
And it will help support your joint, and you'll be amazed how much less pain you will feel while you're taking care of your patients.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay, good.
This is simple things.
All right. So anything else that you could think of where we were talking a little about anti-aging?
Anti-aging, I just want to mention that when I talk about anti-aging, I'm not talking about how you feel how you look on the outside. This is not Botox. This is not augmentations of any kind whatsoever. What I'm talking about is being able to reduce the effect of aging on the body. And we know that anti-aging, it's not just hormones. Also, hormones plays a big factor into the envelope of the anti-aging arena.
Right.
But also nutrition, exercise. You know that just by nutrition, how many disease you can contract or prevent? Just a very fast anecdote. My sister, my dear sister, she's about a year and a half older than I. She's in her mid-50s. And she called me one day and says, well, I went to my doctor, and he says, if I don't do something, I'm going to die. Well, she weighed 285 pounds. She had a sleep apnea.
Oh.
She was pre-diabetic on top of that. All these conditions are related to what you eat. And the only thing I did is, all right, I'll show you how to lose probably 100 pounds. And she did that. Now she has no sleep apnea. She's not pre-diabetic. She weighs 135 pounds the way she used when she was younger. She feels much better. That also is anti-aging as well.
Right.
And now the exercise is part of her life now. proper nutrition. So obviously her hormones.
She's probably more active.
She's definitely more active.
Finding things that bring her joy.
Yes, she enjoys her family life with her kids. And by the way, I just want to say hi to my son. He's in the Army right now, just re-enlisted for another 5 years. And I got my youngest son is going to the Air Force as well pretty soon. Actually, he's taking his MEPS exam this Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to know when he's leaving for boot camp. Bless all you guys out there involved in the military.
Yes. Well, thank you for putting that all together for us. And we're going to have you come back because there's something else I want to talk to you about. And I want to really understand, I want to go back to that holistic approach and see who else you bring in to kind of make it full, because you mentioned someone at the top that we haven't talked about, and I want to bring that back to play. And Liz, if you have some other words of wisdom that you would like to share for our caregivers, we certainly would be thrilled to have you add that to our show today. So if you've missed any part of the show or you want to hear it again because there was such great information and you're like, I've got to listen to the show or I need to share this, you can do that. That we have podcasts for our listeners, and now we've got archive TV for our viewers, where you could actually go to thecaregiverhour.com and watch the show live as if it was recorded and happening right there. And that's under our archive. So all of those tabs are on our website. And again, it's thecaregiverhour.com. We want you to stay with us. We've got so much to share with you. And I'm Kim Linder. You're listening to the Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
If you or a loved one experience bladder control problems, here's important news.
For more than 5 years now, the nice ladies at the Caregiver Partnership have taken the time to understand my needs, suggest the best choices of bladder control products for me, and always get the right product delivered to my door fast and with free shipping.
To get started, simply call 800-985-1353 for your free catalog and $60 in coupons. Many people just like you trust the Caregiver Partnership for convenient home delivery of bladder control products, and they have more than 500 to choose from. Call now. The call is free, shipping is free, and your satisfaction is guaranteed.
The Caregiver Partnership treats me like family and really knows their stuff, and they keep my business private.
Call 1-800-985-1353 now to receive your free catalog with $60 in coupons. That's 1-800-985-1353. Call now. The voice in the preceding advertisement is not the voice of an actual customer.
We all know that life can change quickly, and when an elderly loved one suddenly needs in-home care, there's one trusted name you can count on at a moment's notice: Senior Helpers. Senior Helpers is a national leader in professional in-home senior care. They specialize in companionship, personal care, and even dementia care using their unique Senior GEMS approach. Find out how they can help you today. Call them at 727-210-1414. Senior Helpers, comfort and care at a moment's notice.
Enjoy life at the Barrington, Largo's premier senior community. The Barrington, the resort lifestyle you deserve at a price you can afford. Life at the Barrington is truly senior living at ease, complete with chef-prepared meals, an activities director, and transportation to your favorite spots. Independent and assisted living homes are available now by calling the Barrington at 727-217-5681. Call the Barrington at 727-217-5681 to schedule your tour of their pet-friendly senior community today.
Hi, it's Kim Linder from the Caregiver Hour. I want to tell you about an attorney in Clearwater that I have known for over 7 years. His name is Bill Rambaum, and I have referred many families to him for his legal expertise. Bill is one of less than 100 attorneys to be evaluated by the Florida Bar and become certified as a specialist in elder law. His 30 years of experience and impeccable credentials make him one of the most highly regarded legal experts in our area. Give Bill a call today at 727-781-5357 or visit rambaumlaw.com. Non-attorney spokesperson.
Family Caregivers, it's new and just for you. The Caregivers Resource Helpline, a free service brought to you by the Caregiver Hour radio show. If you've got questions about anything related to caregiving, you can call the helpline 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Speak directly to dozens of caregiving experts on topics like what to do about caregiver burnout, how to best protect your family's assets, when to keep your loved one at home, or get assistance with a managed care facility, and much, much more. You can even speak to a caregiver coach. Call the Caregiver Resource Helpline today at 1-877-552-4950 to help you take the stress out of caregiving.
It's the Caregiver Hour on 1250 Wins WHNZ with encouragement, guidance, and support for caregivers. Here's your host, Kim Linder.
Hello, caregivers. Welcome back to the show. We hope you have been staying with us, but if you just tuned in, I want to welcome you to this great show. It's really introducing Dr. Ben, our common sense doctor. He's going to be on once a month, and we're so thrilled because he is our first chiropractor who really saw the vision of how caregivers can benefit from his practice. And Dr. Ben, we're thrilled to have you on today. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
Can you tell me what else is happening with your office, your services that you provide?
Well, a lot of time people ask me why I'm so different than other chiropractors. One of the main reasons is I've been 17 years working with physicians, osteopathic doctor, and so many different providers in my clinics that it make me see and look at different viewpoints as well as far as how to take care of patients. Now, I'm a chiropractor. I love chiropractic, but face it, is chiropractic going to cure everything? Not quite. Is medical care, medicine will take care of everything? Not quite. So then you need to involve all the other providers together to get what's needed to the patient for a faster healing and a better quality of life. One example that I was previewed to, that it's called low-level laser therapy. This is just amazing. This has not been just recent technology. We're talking about decades of technology that just come out to the surface because now we know how it works. And research has been done, so much research has been done on this. Research from PhDs and medical doctors are much more intelligent than I am. And they really went down the nitty-gritty as far as how does it work, how is it affecting the body. Laser therapies, there's 3 different wavelengths. It's like the blue color, the red color. They all have a different wavelength now, which we can see.
Okay.
Infrared is something that we cannot see, but it's still there as a light or as a certain wavelength. So they looked into it and they realized that if you have a wavelength of about 635 or 680 nanometers, that it affects how the blood flow responds. It seems to increase the blood flow some reason. So if you shine the certain light on the skin, underneath the skin, it will increase your blood circulation, which is one good thing.
Yes.
But then they discovered a bit more. If you increase or if you go to, let's say, 800 nanometers, as far as the wavelength for that light, it actually, when it hits the light, all the red blood cells that carries oxygen, it just triggers them to dump the oxygen at that site.
Wow.
So then you have increased circulation and increased dumping of oxygen at a certain precise location. Then to top it off, if you go a little higher in the wavelength, around 905, 930, I believe, it will trigger an increase in productions of energy. Now, energy is in medicine is called ATP. Any molecule of ATP produced helps with exchange in chemical reactions. So in the healing factor, energy is very important. The more ATPs you got, the more ATP you produce, the faster you will heal. Well, that light at 905 or 930 nanometers will increase that production of energy molecules, which is our ATPs. So then you shine that light. We have lasers or low-level laser equipment that you shine the light at a specific area. It will increase your blood flow, increase your oxygen at that level, and increase your energy production at the same time. So guess what that's going to do?
Wow, the healing.
The healing is phenomenal.
Right.
Patients with diabetic sores. Obviously, if you have diabetes, your sore is going to take longer and longer to heal.
Yes, to heal.
So you shine the light over that on a period of times for about 2-3 periods, and the healing is quadruple.
Wow.
And it's absolutely phenomenal technology that's coming out. They even have research now talking about Alzheimer's and be able to have the effect of the light help with Alzheimer patients. And I'll be careful on what I'm saying.
Right.
I don't want to say it's going to cure Alzheimer, but I want to say if it does help and realize how the light works in the brain area. And if you apply low-level laser therapy in the area where the problem is, then you have some good results and some amazing results at times. Now,
so have they tested that?
They have tested this. I mean, the Alzheimer's, they break it down to a level of copper molecules, which is a metal that goes into the brain cells and interact with the productions of energy in your brain. So you have a low level of energy productions or ATP productions in your nerve cells. Now, if you apply the light, it kicks off the copper molecule off for the energy to be able to be produced again.
But often they talk about tangled neurons. Is that what, can they untangle? Can they get that blood flowing again?
Well, tangled neurons, I mean, that's
high-techy.
It's a bit,
and very medical.
It's a bit high-techy, but we're going deeper than tangling neurons.
Okay.
We're going inside the neuron and see how it doesn't work inside the neuron.
Wow.
And they link to a lack of production of energy into the neuron itself, into the mitochondria, into the Krebs cycle to be exact. And at that point, if you increase the level of energy where there's no energy, then the cells can function and not entangle themselves so much.
I think I have to have someone on from USF, from the Bird Institute with you. That would be a phenomenal conversation. I think we're going to book that.
The low-level therapies, laser therapy is phenomenal. It's not something, obviously we're talking about chiropractic as well.
We were, right.
But you know, what is chiropractic? I mean, a chiropractor is also a doctor. We learn the body the same way as any other physician would. We understand the interactions. Chiropractic is the method in which we choose to treat patients. But at the same time, we can't forget that other things can be helpful as well.
Okay.
So because I'm a chiropractor doesn't mean I just do chiropractic treatments. I also look as far as at your body, your nutrition, your exercise, any other modalities or any other type of providers that can help join into the care of the patients. My job, I'm a coach. That's what I am. I'm coaching you to get better. And if chiropractic manipulation is not what's going to get you better, I'm going to find something that's going to get you better.
All right. We love that. We want a doctor that does that, who's on our side all the time and looking more holistically how to help us, support us. So if you would like to connect with Dr. Ben, his office is in Largo, and it's at 727-488-8044. And do you do free consults, Dr. Ben?
We do. A lot of times I have people asking me, well, can you help me? My answer is, I don't know.
Right.
So come in the office, call us, come in the office, says, I heard you on a Caregiver show. I want to see if you can help me. And what I'll do, I'll spend some time with you. I'll try some therapies on you at no charge. And we'll find out. If what I do helps you, we'll keep it up. We'll give you a treatment plan. And if it doesn't, well, it doesn't. And if it doesn't, I'll tell you what will.
Okay, that's wonderful. And so many of our professional caregivers also need that support. So I want all of you to call Dr. Ben at 727-488-8044. And Liz, as we are closing today, we would like to just give you a moment to say hello to our listeners and maybe end with maybe some words of wisdom or a nice thought for today.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate being on and enjoyed meeting Dr. Ben by phone. I would just encourage everyone, like Kim said, to get in touch with Dr. Ben, to take care of yourself naturally. Arcadia is home care. We encourage you to call us, talk to us. We'll be happy to come out and give you a complimentary assessment for you or your loved one, assisting in what Dr. Ben has talked about, the fall prevention, the nutrition, assisting with exercise. All of these things are very good. So please give us a call and Dr. Ben a call as well. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Liz. It's our pleasure. And then Liz's number at Arcadia in Tampa is 813-468-9732. There's so much going on in our community to help the professional and family caregiver. We have National Memory Screening Day happening from the Alzheimer's Foundation of America. They have actually a webinar that's happening, they have it actually where they will come in. They want you to come to Bayshore Home Care along with Tampa Bay Healthcare Partners are offering a complimentary and confidential memory screening on November 19th. In honor of National Memory Screening Day. And if you would like to take advantage of that, I'm going to give you Bayshore's phone number in St. Pete at 727-322-2366 if you would like to know more about it. But you've got Arden Courts who's involved in it, the Brain Fitness Center in Clearwater, and then Bayshore in Tampa. And you just need to kind of connect with them. Again, if you have any questions, you just can go to www.nationalmemoryscreening.org. And you can get some more information. But you may have a loved one who might have some memory issues, or you might be having some memory issues, and you want to check it out. These are the professionals to help you. So I hope you enjoyed this show today. Again, we have the Dreams Workshops coming up on Wednesday, November 13th. If you want to come for lunch, come to our Aston Gardens location from 11:30 to 1:30, and we'll be happy to take your RSVP. Or if you want to come into Pinellas for dinner, Aging Wisely and Easy Living are going to host that, and we're going to have a great evening. Again, learn what your dreams mean to you. Maybe you have a desire to know, to have some, maybe you've been stuck on something in your life, and dreams can unfold that secret for you, or maybe you can connect with someone who's important who has passed on. We hope you've enjoyed the show. I know I've loved it, and I think Dr. Ben has too, because he's going to be coming back, and I know Liz Murphy from Arcadia Home Care and Staffing. Thank you so much for being with us today. We'll see you next week at 11 a.m. till noon on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the preceding program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, Clear Channel Communications Incorporated.
Replacing your windows and